The audio commentary. It's a dying art form, but here at One Track Mind, I, your wonky yet affable host Ryan Luis Rodriguez, analyze film through the prism of these embryonic forms of podcasting, one audio commentary at a time. Masterpieces, crapster pieces, live action, animation, cult classics, films literally no one has ever heard of. No track is too small, and no track is too big. Join me and my guests from the entertainment world as we keep these features alive every other Tuesday. Hey, who else is going to discuss Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey one week and Citizen Kane the next? Us, that's who. Sure, you have to put up with my voice, but there's a certain give and take in this industry. That's One Track Mind, part of the Someone's Favorite Productions family, and available wherever you get your podcasts.
Have you ever wanted to dive deeper into the horror movies you love? Beyond the Blood is a horror podcast for fans who want more than just surface-level screams. We do deep dives into the movies that shaped us, digging into director commentaries, behind-the-scenes stories, deleted scenes, and the special features that most people skip. Each episode is a love letter to the genre. We break down how these films were made, the creative risks that paid off or didn't, and the lasting impact they've had on the genre as a whole. From 70s slashers to modern nightmares, we celebrate the craft, chaos, and characters that keep us coming back. If you're the kind of fan who rewatches movies with the commentary on, or you simply grew up in the video store horror aisle, the Beyond the Blood podcast was made for you. New episodes every single week. Subscribe, and let's dig deep. Welcome to the Beyond the Blood podcast.
Hello and welcome to the On Seagal podcast, the podcast about all things Steven Seagal. I am your host, Trevor Gumbel, and with me, as always, is my lovely co-host, Chris Stachiw.
So, Trevor, I just want to get this out of the way right now, because it's been a while since we recorded. Some things have happened in our world since we recorded, and I don't want to get too political on this podcast, but
of course not.
I feel like it goes without saying. Steven Seagal has become increasingly more problematic.
Oh, yes. Yes,
in the last month, given the Russian invasion of Ukraine by Steven Seagal's pal, Vladimir Putin, where he has a dual citizenship. Now, do I know Steven Seagal's opinion on the Ukrainian war, the unnecessary Russian invasion of Ukraine? Do I know his opinion any more than you do? No.
Nope.
But I can probably guess what it might be. I'm not going to say what I think it is, but let's just put it this way. Do I wish we weren't talking about Steven Seagal? No. But we have to now really divorce the man from the projects.
Yeah, because
before it was sexual assault and everything else, which is awful, and now it's double awful, triple awful, compounded awful.
Because he's been Putin's, official.
What if Vladimir Putin had the perfect weapon?
That's a good point, and a great segue to our film tonight.
Into a movie featuring Steven Seagal and Johnny Messner once again. So on this episode of the show, we're going to be talking about The Perfect Weapon from 2016, a film that is not rated because it probably, it didn't come out in theaters, because it is a streaming-only Redbox film.
Together, we are rebuilding the world. The director sees all your hard work and punish anyone who threatens the state or its citizens.
I felt like a machine for the past 2 years. I can't remember. It's all muddled and confusing. I have to know more.
We spent too much time, too much effort, too many lives were lost to get this thing in order. We need somebody that can successfully take out the next guy who comes up.
Condor is the best.
Make him a perfect weapon.
And the last thing a professional killer needs is feelings. And they knew that my death would cause the last human part of you so they could use you.
Well, they were wrong.
When I raise your hand, you go up. When I raise you down, you go down. When I lift you up, you go up. All of these things manipulate you.
We need to take out the director. Uprising is on.
You do this, and you come back to me.
I promise you. We not only live life with honor, we die with honor.
What is this film about, you ask? Well, this film is about Johnny Messner, who plays Agent 43 from Hitman, a generic Hitman character who fails to eliminate his target, and then he gets brought in for reconditioning, and he does not want to be reconditioned. And the villain of the movie is played by Steven Seagal, who's in the movie for about 5 minutes.
But I got to tell you, he's not terrible in this.
This movie's not terrible. This movie's actually pretty fun.
It's watchable. It's not bad. I mean,
I don't know if it's not bad. It's bad. It's a level of enjoyable bad. It feels inspired by things that I have seen before. It feels a little, this is going to be really stretching it, but it's kind of Dread inspired, this kind of dystopian universe where you've got these kind of like the law is the law, and then it's a little Equilibrium. I don't know, it's just inspired by much better things to the point where you're just trying to convince yourself that there's something valuable here when it's essentially just things copped from other movies and TV shows repurposed for a Steven Seagal $6 million film that made $15,000 in the box office. Because, oh, by the way, it actually was released.
Really? By the way, Johnny Messner's character name is Condor.
Yeah. Do you know who his character was originally going to be played by?
No, tell me.
Dolph Lundgren.
That would have taken this movie to a whole new fucking level.
If it had been Dolph Lundgren, this movie would have probably gotten a theatrical release.
Most definitely. If not, a pretty high-profile DVD release or straight-to-video release.
Yeah, probably.
Because Dolph Lundgren has done his fair share of DTV, but the difference is his are usually pretty good quality. Like, he doesn't half-ass it, and he never half-asses his films.
Well, the issue that we keep running into with these Seagal movies is more of an issue of his involvement is so
minimal.
Yeah. And it's like to call this a Steven Seagal movie is a little unfair to Johnny Messner. It's actually really unfair to Johnny Messner because this is a Johnny Messner movie. And Johnny Messner is not a bad actor.
No.
Hello, this is Chris Haskell from They Live by Film. For those that don't know us, Adam, Zach, and I, we built a podcast over the last 2 years that's a combination of film discussion from 3 very different perspectives, as well as industry interviews with the leaders in boutique Blu-ray and 4K community. We started with Dev Crocodile, but over time we've been lucky enough to speak with Arrow Video, Severin, Mondo Macabro, Vinegar Syndrome, Radiance, Indicator, most of the OCN partner labels. It's been a blast. You can find us wherever you podcast, and also actually recently as part of Someone's Favorite Production Podcast Network. We hope to see you online.
He isn't. No, he's not. He's a very, very capable action star.
Well, I don't know about that. He has the look, but he's okay. He's like, Jeff Fahey. I mean, there have to be guys making these level of movies. There just have to be, like anything else.
Well, I mean, think like back in the 90s, they were trying to get every guy to be the next action hero.
That's my point.
Like they would have
twins,
at least,
I mean,
like they would have at least one theatrical release where they tried to sell the person as this next action hero. And usually it wouldn't go very well. And I go to what I'm thinking of. When I heard The Perfect Weapon, I thought of the Jeff Speakman film from like 92, 93. And they were trying to like market him as like the next big thing. And it just didn't work.
Right.
And they've done that a few times.
Yeah.
The late Brandon Lee, his first like major solo action film was what was it? Rapid Fire. I mean, he'd done films before. Like he did Showdown Little Tokyo, one of my favorite action films, by the way, with our favorite Dolph Lundgren in it. Yeah, but they tried, they were pushing him as like, Rapid Fire, Brandon Lee, and he was good. He was really good.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's really hard to kind of sell an action hero, but I don't think the studios really, really understand that there needs to be more than just decent looking, muscular, and physical. There's got to be some kind of personality in it. And Johnny Messner has a little bit there. He's got a little personality in the film. I mean, he's playing basically a programmable assassin.
Yeah, like I said, there's shades of other things. Like there's shades of Blade Runner, with his his memory is all fucked up and it needs it's wiped and it's not wiped and he's having these memories that are pushing through his wiped memory.
It's got a little giant mnemonic in there.
Yeah, it's inspired by a lot of stuff because again, it's taking place in this dystopian future where the kind of the state government controls everything. It's very totalitarian. But
and Steven Seagal is the leader,
the
director. Like they have him projected on big ass fucking buildings.
Yeah,
and he has there's news reports smiling and talking about it and. Basically,
this is peak Steven Seagal dyeing his hair.
I didn't notice.
He looks like he's not giving up his age yet.
I don't think he's ever going to do that.
Sure, but at this point, it's noticeable now.
Yeah, it is. It's noticeable.
Yeah, and again, it's also really noticeable when you don't do anything in the movie.
I mean, but you know what? For not doing much, I thought he was actually not bad performance-wise. His character was actually kind of interesting to watch for the few minutes that he's in the film. He's doing his semi street accent, I guess you could call it.
Yeah, boy, I don't get that accent, man. Let me tell you something, man. What the fuck is this shit, dude? He always does it. It's you're not from the streets, dude. You're from Detroit. You're from Lansing, motherfucker. Lansing, Michigan. Ain't no hood claiming you. Ain't no street claiming you, Seagal. It's just not happening.
And the weird thing about his character is he's not entirely unlikable.
No.
He's not a villain that's oh, I hate this guy. I hope he gets fucking killed. There's something kind of calm, cool about him.
He knows everything. He is the smartest guy in the room.
Of course, that's why they wanted. That's why Seagal took the role.
Right, exactly. We've kind of had this discussion once before, and I want to bring it up again. This is not a Seagal movie.
No, this is very much Johnny Messner's show.
Which is the problem, because as good as Johnny Messner might be, he's not even as good as Seagal is.
That's fair. I mean,
I know he's not a bad actor. He's just not an interesting actor. He's not an actor that I don't know if he's never been given anything to work with, but he was in Cosmic Sin. He was in Beyond the Law. He's in a bunch of these movies that go straight to streaming. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's not. I have a hard time understanding the appeal of an action star who's not charismatic.
I agree with that. I can agree with that.
When one of your villains is more charismatic than you are, that's a problem.
Well, I mean, I agree the villains are more charismatic than he is in the film. And there are a couple different ones. But I think he's just enough to get people to rent it. He's the bare minimum, basically. But I think he's got potential, is what I'm trying to say. If he's given a good enough script where he can show off his charm, he can, okay, in this film, I can kind of understand why he's low on charisma, because he's trying to play this emotionless hitman that's being controlled and programmed. So he has to play it somewhat kind of stilted, kind of void of personality.
Right.
But what was the film we first saw him in? It was that, what was that movie called? Oh, man.
General Commander.
General Commander.
Not General Commander.
The one where
I just said the title 2 seconds ago, didn't I?
I don't know. I think you did. Where he's
Beyond the Law.
Yeah. Wasn't that the one with DMX?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was decent in that one. I thought he was pretty good in that one. He's No, he's Johnny Messner. Because he does what he's supposed to do, and he does it adequately.
Yeah.
At least in this film.
He goes to kill a rival politician, and he doesn't kill the woman who was also sent to kill the politician.
Right.
And that's when they're like, oh, you went against your programming. We have to take you in for reprogramming. And he's like, I don't need to be reprogrammed.
This is also a common plot thing where the assassin won't kill the target, and now they're after the assassin. There's a movie called Memory coming out with Liam Neeson, where he plays an assassin that won't kill this child, and now they come after him. But the problem is he's losing his memory. So he decides he wants to take down the whole system. So the whole government controlled, Seagal controlled thing, because everybody is being watched everywhere at every time. That's what's happening. And he's introduced in the film, killing they were meeting up at three guys at this casino or a club or something, because there has to be tits in a Seagal film.
Yeah, boy doesn't there. It's, again, there's a lot of things in this that we've seen before. We've seen these kind of things before. But here's something I wanted to point out to you, and I don't know if you saw this.
Okay.
This is going to color your opinion of our dear friend, Mr. Johnny Messner. So Johnny Messner, while doing press for Anaconda, Hunt for the Blood Orchid.
A classic.
Yeah, a classic film. He said this: "You see, in Hollywood, we've lost the real man. They're gone. They're so pretty that, if I was drunk and I turned Brad Pitt around, I might fuck him. My philosophy is that in Hollywood right now, we've got Orlando Bloom. I swear he's got a pussy. Either that or he's a hermaphrodite. It's one of the two. And he's the big thing. So we've got Brad Pitt, who I love because Brad can play a lot of roles. He's one of the few. But all the Harrison Fords and Bruce Willis's, all the guys that were men are gone. It's been 7 years since we had any real men in Hollywood."
And when did he say this?
I don't know, whenever, 2004.
He may have changed his views, but if he hasn't...
It was a different time then.
If he hasn't, fuck that guy.
It was a different time then,
No.
Trevor.
No, I'm serious. If he hasn't changed his views from then, fuck him.
Trevor, the film Irreversible, right?
I still haven't watched it.
Vincent Cassel, Monica Bellucci, right?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but I still haven't watched it because...
They asked him about it.
Oh.
They asked
Johnny Messner?
Vincent Cassel and Monica Bellucci looked like a very hot couple. Did you see the movie that they did? This is Johnny Messner's actual response. Are you prepared for this? He answers, "Irreversible. Yeah, I jerked off to that 10 times."
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a film with a 10-minute long rape scene.
Yeah, and I think that's the scene he's talking about.
I don't assume anything, but boy, I don't know what else he would have been jerking off to.
That scene is the reason I still haven't seen Irreversible, because
that's the scene that most people don't rewatch that movie for.
Yeah, me and rape scenes can't do it. I'm sorry.
And on his Wikipedia, first off, he has a tattoo of Monica Bellucci. Johnny Messner does. And on his Wikipedia, it seems very much like someone in his team has been writing on. It says that he starred in Anaconda, Hunt for the Blood Orchid as ex-military man Bill Johnson. And this is written on his thing. It was the actor's first leading role in a mainstream movie, and it gave him a chance to impress the audience with a perfect musculature. The portrayal gained him the status of a sex symbol. Yeah, I don't understand what's going on with these folks, man, because it seems like we're all of a sudden talking about movies with people that I really don't want to talk about.
Okay.
Johnny Messner sounds
right now. Okay, here's the thing. Right now, I looked up his Twitter, and it looks like he hasn't tweeted in about 2 years. But now I'm looking at his Instagram.
Oh boy.
Nothing too controversial yet. Yeah, it just looks like a typical Twitter. He's got 2 daughters, it looks like, and a wife. Let's see. He seems to be more on the spiritual side.
Maybe he's mellowed out in 18 years, but bro, trying to be controversial in Hollywood like that is pretty cringe.
It looks like he's very into psychedelics and spirituality from what I'm seeing.
Maybe he's mellowed out, but boy.
I mean,
what a fucking weird thing to say, right?
Well, that's probably why he hasn't gone very far in the business. You don't say shit like that and expect to get work.
Oh, I'm Bruce Willis's best friend. That's also a thing he said. Bruce and I are best buddies.
Yeah, you're not. No. You're not diehard Bruce Willis's best friend. You're fucking
DTV Bruce Willis's best friend.
Yeah, you're DTV. Bruce Willis not giving a shit.
Cosmic
best friend.
sin.
Cosmic sin. or
Hulu
Bruce Willis,
original Cosmic Sid.
Bruce Willis, Bruce. I have a DTV coming out every week in this year, probably Willis.
Dude, it's you know what's wild about Bruce Willis? It's like Bruce Willis took the mantle from Seagal, right?
No, because I still kind of like Bruce Willis as a person, even though I've heard many a times he's kind of a dick, but not as much as Seagal.
Sure.
I mean, you can do the whole Kevin Smith cop out experience of what you believe about Bruce Willis, which I totally believe happened.
Sure, but let's also not sit here and pretend like Kevin Smith doesn't have a big personality on his own.
No, I'm not.
I know, but my point is like I always take that story with a grain of salt because it's
Kevin Smith. Well, he usually tells a story in front of people, and he probably exaggerates for the crowd.
Oh, I don't think no. I don't think he's exaggerating. I think he's telling the truth.
He's performing.
I just think that when you have a big personality like Kevin Smith does, I don't see how your personality is going to not clash with people if you have a big personality. Because I don't know what Bruce Willis is like as a person, but I know what Kevin Smith is like as a person, as do you. I don't have to guess what Kevin Smith is like.
Kevin Smith doesn't hide who he is.
No.
He's pretty much what you see is what you get.
Right, which would lead me to believe some people are just not going to jibe with that. They're not going to jibe with that at all, and they're going to not like him.
No, because Bruce Willis, like, he seems...
Josh Hartnett fucking Harrison Ford story? You remember that? It's like that.
What? I don't remember.
From Hollywood Homicide, where Josh Hartnett after the movie was like, this sucked. Harrison Ford was awful to work with. I never want to work with him. I never want to work... Like, never meet your heroes. Like, go look it up. Like, it was like, there was this whole thing after the fact. It was like, never meet your heroes. Harrison Ford mistreated me. Sure.
But who's still working? Not Hartnett.
Technically both of them.
Yeah, but you don't see Hartnett very often anymore.
Yeah, but I think that seems like a personal choice.
Here's the thing. I didn't see Hollywood Homicide. I might have seen clips or whatever, but I can see, because, okay, the thing, back to Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith is very boisterous, very out there, very happy, he's very, some people just are kind of taken aback and kind of, put off by that, because Bruce Willis is kind of the opposite from what I can understand. I'm not going to say I know what Bruce Willis is like, but I'm just going to say from what I can gather, he's very kind of chill to himself, low key, just wants to sit down, just wants to do his work and, not be like, all over the place about it. Mm-hmm. And I think that definitely does clash.
Yeah. That's why I say, like, I take it with a grain of salt, because if it were someone like normal telling that story, it's one thing, but it's like, it's fucking Kevin Smith.
Well, I mean, and plus, Cop Out was his worst film of Kevin Smith's career. That movie was bad. But then again, he didn't write it; he just directed it, and I don't think he's ever going to do that again.
And to your point, Josh Hartnett has been working every year for like the last 20 years.
He was another it guy
that kind of went nowhere.
In the late 90s, remember, because he did The Faculty, he did Halloween H2O, he did The Virgin Suicides,
30 Days of Night,
Pearl
Harbor. That was like the big one.
Oh God, Pearl Harbor.
40 Days and 40 Nights is pretty good.
Yeah, except for the rape scene.
But the point, like, it makes sense in that movie.
No, it doesn't. It's a fucking rape scene.
But that's the point. That's like that. It makes sense in the context of the movie.
But it's played for no. It's played for comedy, and I don't like that.
Maybe I haven't seen it in a long time. Then
she fucking rapes him.
Yeah,
he is sleeping.
This actually happened.
He is sleeping. Right? Yeah.
The story is based off of what the fuck? The dude, what the hell? The guy's name? Lead singer of a band. He wrote the story about his own experiences, and now I can't fucking remember. That actually happened.
Okay, well, like I said earlier, rape in film, even if it's played for comedy, I don't find it funny.
Sure, I get it.
Because, okay, I know we're getting way off topic, but I got to just get this off my fucking chest. Horrible Bosses. Horrible Bosses 2 in particular.
Whoa, what? It was like fucking free association here?
No. Listen,
sure.
Hear me out.
I'm listening.
Have you seen the first? You have
to understand, like you said, horrible bosses. Like that's out of left fucking field.
Have you seen the first Horrible Bosses?
Yeah.
Okay, so in the film, Jennifer Aniston wants to fuck Charlie Day.
Right.
Okay, in the second film, Charlie Day at the end is in a coma, and he wakes up from the coma, and he finds out that while he was in the coma, Jennifer Aniston fucked him, or something to that effect. And that's played for a laugh.
Yeah, that's in bad taste.
And that's not funny. That never is funny.
That movie came out in 2014.
Yeah, and it was bad.
That first one was good, though.
I liked the first one. The second one sucked.
I don't even remember the only thing I remember for the first one is that Johan Grufford scene where he's like,
where he
he's it's like come to get the guy's piss on him.
Yeah, and he's actually, they thought he was a hitman. He's actually a guy who
pisses on people.
Yeah, because he brings that sheet into there, and they think, oh my god, we don't mean us. He's like, gentlemen, what do you think I do?
Yeah.
The first one was funny. The first one was very funny, except for Kevin Spacey in it.
Right. I think Josh Hartnett for me is one of those actors. When I think about him, it's like he should never have been he seems like always his success seems to be dramatic. And they for some reason they were like, he's not like a dramatic actor. I was like, no, this guy he has some good dramatic chops. Penny Dreadful. You ever see that show? He was pretty good. I have not.
That was Showtime, right?
Mm-hmm. He was good on Penny. He was good on Penny Dreadful. Good in 30 Days of Night too.
30 Days of Night is a good film. I haven't seen it in a long time though. Doesn't that also have Ben Foster, another good actor that we don't hear about much?
Yeah, it also has Danny Huston.
Danny Houston
and Mark.
Is it Huston or Houston?
I don't know. I call him Huston. Correct.
I call him Houston. He was in Wolverine, wasn't he?
Fucking Josh Hartnett was in Black Hawk Down.
I never saw that. Is it good?
Movie, it's okay. His first movie was The Faculty, though.
That was his first one. I thought Halloween H2O was his first movie. What came first?
Same year. The same year. 90.
I gotta say though,
December 25th of 98, and so Halloween H2O came first. But Halloween H2O,
dude. Oh man, I love The Faculty so much.
Kevin Williamson. There's a reason it's a good movie.
So, well, don't mention Kevin Williamson to some people because some people fucking hate Kevin Williamson's writing. I don't know. Here's the thing: is that Kevin Williamson, you couldn't really do horror back in the late '90s without Kevin Williamson being involved somehow. He was even involved in H2O, even though he didn't write it.
Right, but from what I have heard recently is that H2O feels like Scream.
It does. Halloween H2O isn't bad.
It's also what I've heard.
But the ending is a total fucking cop-out. Well, no. The ending isn't a cop-out until Resurrection.
I was about to say, from what I've heard, Resurrection seems to be the problem.
Yeah, because the ending of Halloween H2O was fine until Resurrection came along and said, nope, that's not what happened.
I've never seen What You Did Last Summer, but that's also written by Kevin Williamson.
No, it's a good film. I Know What You Did Last Summer. The sequel was terrible, but I like the first one a lot. I thought the first one all right. He also wrote, what else did he write? He wrote Scream. He wrote Scream 2. He didn't write Scream 3. That was Aaron Kruger.
Teaching Mrs. Tingle.
Oh, yeah. That was not very well received. But I thought it was all right. I thought it wasn't bad.
He wrote Scream 4.
Yes, he did write Scream 4. He didn't do Scream 5.
No, but Scream 5 is...
Here's my problem with Scream 5. I think I'm not blamed. This isn't the movie's fault by any means. I think it was my expectations that weren't that I got disappointed, and that's why I was kind of disappointed by Scream 5 because of my expectations. Nothing the movie
your
did.
Fucking expectations and my expectations were the same. You getting disappointed that Matthew Lillard's not in it is not something to be actually disappointed about.
He is actually in it.
I know, and so is fucking Ryan Johnson, and so were a bunch of people in that one scene. Bro, we haven't mentioned the best part of this movie. Vernon fucking Wells.
Thank you.
Steals the fucking movie completely.
Thank you.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You could just watch that scene. Just go watch that scene.
Vernon Wells steals every fucking movie he's in because Vernon Wells is the fucking man. I love Vernon Wells to an insane degree.
Let off some steam, Bennett.
Come on, Bennett. Let's party.
God. Vernon Wells, I'm pretty sure, walked onto the set of this movie, looked around and said, "Oi, this is some bullshit. This is some bullshit, but I'm giving it my all." And boy, fuck, man, when he showed up, all I could think was why is this movie just not Johnny Messner fucking trying to fight Vernon Wells the entire movie?
Because Vernon Wells is too good for this.
But yet he's in this movie.
Yeah.
Sporting his wacky ass David S. Pumpkins hair.
But goddamn, Vernon Wells just...
I know.
When I saw his name in the credits, I'm like, yes.
I forgot until he showed up, and then I was like, oh, right, Vernon Wells is in this movie. For those of you that don't know, Vernon Wells was the villain we've kind of been quoting in Commando.
Yeah, in Commando, he was in The Road Warrior.
Right. Never seen Mad Max, but I know he's in.
He was in The Road Warrior. He was
Weird Science.
Weird Science. He played basically the same character in Weird Science.
And Inner Space.
He did a comedy called Shrimp on the Barbie back in the early 90s, which was pretty bad. That's the movie that's so bad that the director was credited as Alan Smithy. That's how bad the movie is. It's that good. Yeah. Well, it's got Cheech Marin in it, and Vernon Wells plays the asshole boyfriend of the love interest, who's like this big rugby star. What the fuck ever. You have to watch it. It's bad.
Sounds like shit.
It is pretty bad. But Vernon Wells is an Australian actor. Very well known for action, mostly well known for action.
He's literally known for Commando and Mad Max too. That's
but he always plays the villain. He's never really a hero because he plays such a fucking great villain. He's got that great Australian accent and that voice where he's just intimidating as fuck. And
he's got a good look. He's got a good face.
He's got a great look. I mean, he looks like a badass. Look at this guy and you don't fuck with him.
And, he really steals the scenes that he's in Commando. Of
course he does.
He's one of those villains that's like, you feel like he's evenly matched against Arnold. And that's not a frequent, even as good as all those Arnold movies are, which the Arnold movies are the action movies that we hold every action movie up against pretty much, at least 80s. Vernon Wells is like one of the few villains that Arnold actually is like, you could believably see Arnold losing to this guy.
Well, because Bennett is just insane.
He's fucking huge, too, just like Arnold. He's massive.
Yeah, but the most important thing is he's crazy.
Sure.
And I think he loves pain. Well, here's the thing. That's the thing about Arnold. That's how he defeats him. He plays to his fetish. He plays that with licking the knife and telling him, look how it looks when you turn. My face looks when you turn it. Come on, Bennett, let's party. He's almost playing it like a sexual fetish. And it shows you how crazy Bennett is because he's really into knife play, apparently. And it's great. Vernon Wells just plays it so crazy. It's awesome. And of course, Arnold was going to defeat him. But if anybody was going to defeat Arnold, it would have been Vernon Wells because he's just.
And then you get to this movie and Vernon Wells is just leaning into the craziness.
Yeah, his scene isn't long. He's playing a torturer, basically, because in this scene, Johnny Messner is hanging up because they've caught him. And now they're trying to get him. What are they trying to get him to do this time?
Trying to get information out of him.
Yeah, because they're trying to stop the coup and take over and destruction of the system. Obviously, he fails because Johnny Messner gets away. Of course, he has to get away, and
Johnny, that scene, the way that he kills him is pretty great, but also it's like you could see it coming because there's this twist in the movie where Condor, aka Johnny Messner's handler, played like you mentioned by Richard Tyson, he turns on Steven Seagal's character, kind of. It turns out that it was like a double turn because there's like a twist. There similarly to these other goddamn fucking Seagal movies, there's like a massive twist at the end.
Well, Richard Tyson. In the beginning, you could see that he was going to turn on Seagal.
It's pretty
because he's pretty much
obvious writing. Yeah,
he's pretty much Johnny Messner's friend in the film. Like they're friends; they're not just coworkers.
Right.
And Richard Tyson plays the character that tries to get him back into this thing and whatever. Richard Tyson. Have we talked about him much?
No.
I like Richard Tyson. He's one of those great character actors that's again usually plays a villain. He's most well known for, back to Arnold, Kindergarten Cop. That's where I first saw him, Kindergarten Cop. He's been in other things. He was in Something About Mary. He's been in, what else has he been? He was in Battlefield Earth.
Me, Myself, and Irene as well.
Oh, he was in that?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's been in he's been in a lot of stuff, like you said, he's prolific.
He's
character.
One of that guy actors. Yeah. But yeah, he's very competent, very, consistently good actor.
He was in not another movie.
Oh my God. Wasn't that with Chevy Chase?
Yeah. Vinnie Jones, Michael Madsen.
And Burt Reynolds, I think.
The late, great Burt Reynolds, yeah.
They were trying to spoof the spoof genre in that one.
Freeberg and Seltzer, brother.
Fuck them. Oh my. Okay, don't get me. If you get me started on those two idiots, this podcast is going to go for a while.
What's funny about these movies, like these kinds of movies, those Freeberg Seltzer movies or like these Seagal movies, who are they making these movies for? Like, who is this? Like, I still wonder who is the perfect weapon for
Chris, believe it or not, there are men and women out there with very low standards for what they will find entertaining.
No, I get that. I fully understand that. But my question is a different one. Like, are they really making enough money to continue making these movies?
There must be enough Seagal fans out there who are die hard that will give them the money that
Romanian Seagal fans, Italian Seagal fans, people in Europe. I don't know. It's not America.
Well, they are whoever it is, they're providing the money because they want more Seagal, and they're telling these people, I want more Seagal.
I wonder if it's like a WWE Saudi Arabia thing. Do you know what I'm talking about? WWE is getting paid like a couple $1 billion a year by the country of Saudi Arabia to put on shows exclusively in Jeddah.
Oh, right. I heard about that.
Right, but the crazy thing is, like, the Saudi Arabian, I guess the government, which would be like the princes or whatever, I guess they're not like constant with WWE's current wrestlers. So they were asking, like, in 2020, they were like, can we have a match with like Yokozuna and Ultimate Warrior? And it's like, yo, dog, those fuckers have been dead for like long.
By the way, postscript, rest in peace, Scott Hall.
Oh, right. Yeah. Fucking they'll ask for Scott Hall next. You know, but I think that might be what we're looking at here. It's like people like Eastern European oligarchs who are just taking money from one hand and moving it to another, right? Because they're
expecting Under Siege Seagal, but they're getting straight to video Seagal.
Yeah, but they're not expecting Under Siege Seagal anymore. That's an unreasonable assumption because it's 2016 when this movie.
He must have built up a shitload of goodwill with whoever is still, renting these things.
I'm telling you, there is something going on with some Eastern European production companies or Eastern European money or something. And look, like you said, it's not unbelievable and it's not even unrealistic. Like, I think that's probably what this is. Because what's the other explanation? They spent $6 million on this movie and they brought in at the box office $15,000.
Yeah, that's a pretty big loss. I mean, or we could do the Uwe Boll explanation.
I just like to work.
No, the tax credits thing.
Tax credits.
That's how Uwe Boll kept getting money to make films, even though every one of his films were failing. That's why he kept getting money to do theatrical release films, is because of this German tax credit. So, I mean, maybe it's a producer situation.
Did you ever notice how in this movie they have Seagal essentially portraying like a Vladimir Putin-esque character who they try to humanize?
Yeah, they did, because he isn't completely dislikable.
Right, but like
he almost comes off sympathetic.
He's a totalitarian.
Yeah, he still is a totalitarian.
Yeah.
What were you wanting to talk about the ending?
Oh my God, this is the first movie we've seen where Seagal dies.
Yes, but you know how we've always talked about Steven Seagal never loses in a film. He can't be hit. He can't be defeated. I was shocked.
No. He died in that movie that we talked about. Remember he got like nuked from space? Remember what I'm talking about? They like found him on the radar and they like blew him up from space. That may have been General Commander even. It was like the end of the movie and he like met up with this woman and they blew up both of them right at the end of the movie.
It slipped my mind. I know he died in executive decision. But in this film, Scott Messner defeats Steven Seagal, but
Trevor did air quotes, folks. This is not a visual medium. This is not a visual medium.
I thought my tone.
No, it's fine. But I wanted to make sure that if you haven't seen this movie, you understand what Trevor's about to say.
Okay, Johnny Messner, quote unquote, defeats Steven Seagal. But then at the end, we find out, nope, that was his twin. And Steven Seagal is still in power. And his twin was like a shield for him, or a decoy.
Body double.
Yeah, decoy.
Yeah.
And you think that in the end, that Johnny Messner and his team won, that the authoritarianism has been taken down. They're free again. Then Seagal comes out, talks to his brother, who's a decoy, and he says something like, let's get to work. And it basically sequel baits us.
Yeah. Oh, my God. And then there's that CGI shot of Seagal in the jet at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. His face. What was that other movie? There was another movie we watched. Do you remember where they did the same thing? They had like a visor flip up, and there was like Seagal's face just like inside of the visor. Do you remember that?
Oh my God, which one was that?
That may have been General Commander as well. General Commander is, I was right, I went and looked. General Commander is the one where a drone strike kills him and his Filipino lover at the end of the film.
Yeah.
Right?
Sorry. Yeah.
That's what it says, his Filipino lover.
No, I'm laughing at Seagal having a Filipino lover. I'm laughing at Seagal having a lover. That's just me.
Filipino lover. Lover of all Filipino men and women, Steven Seagal. I just love lumpia. I don't know, it tastes good.
Well, I love lumpia too.
Yeah, so. Steven Seagal's frame of reference for anything is always just, I love their food. I love the Russian people. I eat shitloads of borscht. Like, what the fuck, carrot-eating monster, you?
Yeah, so we find out he prepares to strike back at the
Condor,
renegades, renegade rebels.
Yeah,
and they set up a sequel, which we know is never going to happen.
Did you mention the best part of the credits? The fake Rage Against the Machine.
Oh God, yeah.
It's like the most generic fucking Rage Against the Plagiarism. Dude, is more like it.
Zach De La Roca and
Tom Morello.
And Tom Morello should fucking sue.
Dude, it was like such an obvious Rage Against the Machine rip.
They were going for like this Matrix style end credits.
Yeah.
And they failed miserably.
Miserably. CGI face in that jet is just.
We were saying at the beginning that you enjoyed this film, but we've just been kind of shitting on it the whole time.
Yeah, but that's because it's so bad it's tolerable.
It's enjoyable. Yeah.
I don't know if it's tolerable. It's tolerable. Well, we didn't even talk about the best part of this movie. Sasha Jackson.
Oh, was she the love interest?
Oh my God, wasn't she?
And of course, turns on him because she was working for Seagal the whole fucking time.
Yes.
And then they get into there's this big fight in the garage. Yep. Oh, there's a guy character who his specialty is throwing knives.
Yeah.
And how does he die? A knife. Doesn't he die by a knife?
I think so.
There's a bunch of no-name henchmen in the film who are supposed to be like, specialty killers or whatever, and he just dispatches them easily. And then we find out, she turns on him. Turns out she was working for them the whole time.
Yep. There's like this weird double twist where it's like, no, you don't know the truth, Condor. It turns out that everything you know is a lie, and they've been working against you the entire time. And even though I'm a bad guy, I'm still not as bad as them.
Yeah, that's kind of a Total Recall ripoff.
Yeah, that's really what it felt like. It was like again copying from other things.
When he shot her and killed her, I half expect him to say, "Consider that the divorce."
Me too. It's not saying it's lazy. It's just the things that inspired it are obvious. Yeah, very obvious.
And it's obvious that she was going to turn on him because her character not very well written. The whole movie's not very.
No, she's not a. I think she's a perfectly fine actress, but
she was all right. She was all right.
I just don't. She's not given anything to do.
No, she's just given. She just is the typical love interest, quote unquote love interest of the character who wants him to take her away from all this to save her and protect her from the bad guys. And then, of course, there's a sex scene. And then
no nudity though, thankfully.
Almost.
But thankfully
she's not bad looking.
No, of course she's gorgeous, but my issue is a different one. Like, can you imagine like this like nudity in this movie? Like, does it need it? Like, does it add anything? See, we're talking about not liking rape scenes. I don't like nudity scenes in movies that don't serve a purpose because it's like
that's most movies though.
I know.
Like Swordfish. Was that necessary? No. It was just Halle Berry getting paid more money to show her tits for 1 second.
I mean, that's fine. They want to pay her more. That's fine.
Striptease. Demi Moore wanted to show off the work she got done.
It's not like anybody. It's not like anybody was forcing him to do it, right?
No, nobody was forcing him to do it. Nudity in film sometimes just doesn't make sense. It doesn't. Like,
yeah, and if there had been some in this movie with Sasha Jackson's character, I would have been like, boy, that's just gratuitous.
Well, come on, any Seagal film, there's never been a Seagal film where the nudity was integral to the plot.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I genuinely don't think that I've seen a Seagal movie yet where the nudity has been.
Yeah, but strip club scenes are always pretty prevalent in these straight-to-video films. But
a strip club scene is something different than what we're talking. We're talking about Steven Seagal and another character fucking getting it on in the bed, and you're just like, why do we?
Well, it's like the last movie we talked about, where they had that love scene with Steven Seagal and that woman who you could tell it was just Steven Seagal's idea because Steven Seagal wanted to feel manly or desirable, and I'm like, this is gratuitous as shit.
Again, I think any nudity in any of these kinds of movies is gratuitous. Because
name one movie where the nudity was integral to the plot. I'm not trying to challenge you. I'm just asking.
I think anytime you do it in a love scene, that makes sense. But outside of that, it can be used to like reinforce how terrible a villain is. By I don't know.
But can it also be said that love scenes sometimes are gratuitous and not integral to the plot?
Yeah,
they're just there to add to the movie.
Sure,
but like there are times where love scenes are necessary, or not necessarily necessary, but make sense to the plot. But yeah, sometimes it's just gratuitous just to show some skin because that's what gets asses in seats.
And can we really even complain anymore in these movies about the female characters not being given anything to do and being poorly written? Because they've all been poorly written.
Because it's par for the course for Seagal films. Because Seagal doesn't want to be upstaged by a woman, does he?
I guess that must be it. I don't know if that's what it is, but you would fucking have a hard time convincing me that's not what it is, because he doesn't want to be upstaged by male actors. I can't imagine he'd want to be upstaged by female actors, given the way that he treats his female co-stars.
His ego is larger than...
It's just massive.
Larger. Yeah, it's massive ego. We're never going to get a Seagal comeback. Let's just say it right now. It's never going to happen.
At this point, no.
He has lost so much goodwill in the industry. No one on the top tier of Hollywood making the millions of dollar films are even going to touch him unless it's for like satirical purposes, unless they're going to like, take a shit on him.
Like the Onion.
Or that Mountain Dew commercial. You've never seen that commercial?
I probably have. Just remind me.
There's this. Okay, it's a Mountain Dew commercial. This guy's in the process of being robbed. Steven Seagal walks in to get his Mountain Dew, and the characters, the robbers, end up like taking themselves out unintentionally because Seagal like opens the door. It's slapstick basically. Like Seagal opens the soda door and hits one of the robbers, shit like that. And at the end, the owner is thankful that he took him out, and Steven Seagal doesn't know what he's talking about. And Steven Seagal is like, I bet you want an autograph, don't you? He thinks that's why he's excited and happy. And he goes, yeah, I can't believe it's me either.
It's weird. It's weird because Seagal was in a Robert Rodriguez film.
Yes. And he played a henchman. Oh, he died in that one.
Yeah, but he's the villain in that movie.
Yeah. I don't know why he agreed to it. Maybe because it's Robert Rodriguez and he actually has clout.
He just wanted to work with an actor as opposed to Keone Waxman. With Keone Waxman, he's working with Keone Waxman again on another film, The Tip of the Spear, in pre-production. It's about drug cartels and the border in Arizona. Doesn't that sound like something you want to see Steven Seagal tackle? Border issue in this country?
Yeah, because that's the guy we want. One? That's the one we got. That's the guy we want. That's the guy we want protecting our fucking borders.
So
fuck
Trevor,
him.
Ponytail or no ponytail for the perfect weapon?
Okay. Okay. This is gonna sound weird. I don't know if you can accept this as a rating. Half a ponytail, because it swings back and forth from good bad to bad bad, and like half of it's good bad, half of it's bad bad. So half a ponytail.
Yeah, I can see what you're getting at. Yeah, there's definitely some things to enjoy. The Vernon Wells stuff is fun. The stuff with Steven Seagal is not bad. Like you said, he's
capable.
Humanizing a totalitarian dictator is not exactly, not a good look. But hey, whatever, fine. It's your movie. Do what you want. And Johnny Messner is okay. But yeah, it's an hour and a half, and it feels like 2 hours, and feels cheap.
It did feel cheap, but it didn't feel like 2 hours to me. It went pretty okay. It went pretty swiftly. It didn't feel like it was dragging. I didn't sit there thinking, oh my God, when is this going to end? I was, I didn't mind it. It went by pretty nicely. So it went down easy, like a nice spoonful of Dimetap.
And that band that did the song at the end of the movie is the director's band, Army of Primitives.
Of course it is.
Doing the song The Perfect Weapon.
Oh my God.
Yep. Someone on IMDb said the cinematic equivalent of malware or viruses. And I would say that, yeah, I mean, again, when we talk about these like shovelware movies, I think I mentioned it on an episode before where it's like, this is the film equivalent of shovelware software. Where
it's like, a Trojan horse.
Yeah, it's free pack-in AOL software. Like, this is the movie you would get for free type.
This is one of the movies. This is one of the movies that those Mill Creek or whatever would shove onto a 10-pack DVD set in a $5 bin.
Well, that's what I was about to say. Like, this is not the kind of movie that's sold on its own.
No, not at all.
At all, yeah.
No, this is something you have to like. The only way to buy this film you like is
with a bunch of other movies.
Yeah, it's with this other film you don't like, but this is your only option because it's not available anywhere else.
Exactly.
That's your option.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, and that for me is like a pretty good way of thinking about a lot of these movies, frankly. They've the one thing I kind of always talk about when we do this show is like, did this movie justify its existence? And
no, I don't think so.
No, I mean the stuff with Vernon Wells is fun and all, but is it really good enough to like watch this movie again?
No. No, not at all. It's vapor.
It's vaporware.
You could tell because while we were talking about it, I forgot a lot about the film, and I watched it only a week ago. It went in one ear and out the other. The only thing I remember...
that's the other problem with these movies, though, is they are starting to run together. Honest to God, dude. These movies are starting to run together. I mean, again, some of these plots are essentially the same. That Cartels movie was very much like that other movie, which I don't even remember its name anymore.
Remember, we talked about it last week is because we couldn't remember if we'd watched it.
End of a Gun, that's what it was.
Yeah, because we were talking about how we can't remember if we watched it for the show yet. Like, because we were scheduling the next show, and you said, no, we hadn't watched that yet. We watched this one, not that one. And then you confused it because they were both the same fucking movie, basically.
Yeah. Cartels and End of a Gun are the Florian Persic Jr. films, where he is the villain, or I guess the villain in one and not the villain in the other. Yeah.
Like, the only Seagal film that's been the slightly memorable is the one in the hotel where they're protecting That's
Cartels, the one with George St. Pierre.
Yeah, that one was actually pretty good. I like Cartels. That was decent. But that's the only one that I can.
Yeah.
That's the only one I could really say with any confidence that I'd watch that again. Other than his 90s oeuvre. It's a fancy word.
So but I will tell you, because this is we're on to an old Seagal film on the next episode. On the next episode, we're talking about The Glimmer Man.
To those he pursued, he was known only as the Glimmer Man. They'd see nothing but shadows. Then a glimmer. Then he's always followed his own path and worked alone until now.
Mr. Lovebeads, you're gonna have to seek higher enlightenment somewhere else.
They don't see eye to eye.
This guy is weird. Drop the gun. I can't fight. This is not the time I want to hear that. I got soul! For a minute there, I forgot you told me you can't fight. It's against my religion, I'm a Buddhist. And I'm super bad.
And they use different methods.
Once in a while you should cry because, it cleanses the soul. If I need a cleansing, I have a bran muffin.
But on this case...
Pray that we hurry up and find this killer so I don't have to be with your crazy ass much longer.
Opposites do attract.
He's a little country. I'm a little bit rock and roll. Just get you some red boots and a cape and you can fly around the city and stop all the crime.
Take your little sensitive ponytail and your little sissy beads and get out of here.
Warner Brothers presents Steven Seagal.
I have something that'll completely clear up that bruise on your forehead. What bruise? That bruise.
Keenan Ivory Wayans.
Do you know I'm black? You learn well, grasshopper.
The Glimmer Man.
Oh, with Keenan Ivory Wayans.
I'm excited.
I'm sure they got along on set.
Yeah, boy, I'm sure they did. I'm excited for that because I have seen the Glimmerman. Mm-hmm. John Glimmerman. Steven Seagal in a role you wouldn't believe. A Jewish police officer, Jonathan.
No, he's
Glimmerman.
Buddhist, isn't he? Isn't he Buddhist?
I know, but it would be funny if his character was named Jonathan Glimmerman.
Shabbat Shalom.
Exactly. I would watch that fucking movie. Give me that. I'll watch the shit out of that movie. But
Shabbat Shalom, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. I don't use guns anymore. I think The Glimmerman is the movie where he's like, I don't use guns anymore for a while, which,
Yeah, it's a film where it's kind of slight action comedy. It's more action.
It's as close
to a comedic film than you'll see Seagal ever do.
At like a full feature-length film, yeah.
Yeah, because you don't hire Keenan Ivory Wayans for an action film and not expect some comedic...
The funny.
Yeah, the funny. Because Keenan Ivory Wayans is hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I don't know if I read this, but I have a feeling that they fucking hated each other off set.
We'll have to. Yeah, I don't know. I've only ever seen the movie. I haven't dug into the info about it, but maybe it'll present some interesting story.
I think Steven Tobolowsky has some stories about making the film. I don't remember.
I've only seen The Glimmerman once. I'm excited to rewatch it.
I've seen parts of it.
It's late early Seagal.
Yeah, but I hear it's like one of the better late Seagal films.
There's like 3 of those. There's like The Glimmerman, Fire Down Below, and not even Executive Decision. So anyways, Trevor, where can people find you when you're not here?
You can find me on Twitter at Bad Vertigo, even though right now Twitter is a bad place because it's festering with toxic people. But
yes,
isn't it always?
Just now it is.
Oh, yeah. Isn't it always, though?
Yes.
You can find me at Instagram with the same Bad Vertigo. And that's about it. Where can they find you, Chris?
Stachiw.com. That's my link tree. Go there. CSTACHIW.com. That's where you can find all the stuff that I work on. And yeah, that's it. As for this show, right. On Seagal.com, RSS feed, that's where you would go to listen to this show. We're on Facebook, but we just post the podcast there. This is kind of a little side project that we're doing, just to, entertain ourselves as the world comes apart with Steven Seagal movies. So if you're enjoying us, give us a review on iTunes. But hey, even if you don't, we're going to keep doing it. So catch you on the next episode. Yeah, motherfuckers.